Welcome back to Shadowrun Hong Kong. And I'm a dumbass. This popped into my head literally 30 seconds after I finished recording the last episode, and I turned this off to go down and start up encoding the video and uploading it and all that good stuff. So it occurred to me regarding the access code that I'm like, I need a door code. And didn't I get one from when I had Isabel jack into this panel? Well, I did. I bet there's an area for mission-specific items. Not just the regular gear and stuff I have. And of course there is. Right there in a tab that says Mission Items. So, data stick, crumpled note, sparking wires, broken water, burning tires, yeah. There's the pay data, list of exotic animals, smugglers, and dealers. It could be worth to somebody. And here's the override code. There's the Simpsons ship I stole. Someone might pay for it. I would like to sell it. So 7881. Alright, so let's go back over there and get through that door and have a quick conversation with Strangler Bao. Well, less conversation than this is from Auntie Chang. Hand the cred stick and peace. We out. Hey there, Strangler Bao. How you doing? I have a message for you. A large man in his 50s stands waiting, his heavily tattooed arms held in a fighter stance. His bone structure is heavy. Cord muscle stands out on his arms and chest. In his youth, he must have been enormous. He doesn't talk so much as emit a low rumble. I don't know how you got in here, but you've got my attention. Good. I have a message from Kindly Chang. A message from Chang? I can't wait to hear you mangle it. He chuckles to himself. You speak Cantonese so well, but before I hear it, I have a little message for her too. You tell Kindly Chang that her operations are done in the walled city. Strangler Bao has given himself a promotion. And tell her that if she sends any more errand boys to visit him with another message, Strangler Bao is going to send him back in a box. You think you can tell her that, errand boy? Should I write it down for you in English? I want to say this so bad. But I'm gonna play this nice because I told her I'm not gonna kill anybody. Hold out the data stick. Just slot the stick, listen to the message, and I'll be gone. Okay? I don't get to hear you butcher the message. I'm sad. He grabs the small plastic drive from your hand, slots it into his trig player. Kindly Chang stands erect, speaks directly to the camera. Mr. Bao, as everyone knows, you are a man of swift action. I respect that, and because of that respect, I will get right to that point. I know where your money's coming from. I know that you have friends working for straw sandals like myself. They have been siphoning funds from their organizations. I know about the noodle shop that you launder the money through. I have tasted their broth and found it wanting. The old woman becomes flinty hard. You have been stealing from the Yellow Lotus, glorifying yourself with revenue that we have earned. And I have files to prove it. Bao's eyes widen as files begin to flit across the screen. Receipts, bank reports, personal communications between himself and his men. Kindly Chang continues speaking, smooth and casual. I like Kindly Chang. Now, in light of our recent conflict, you might be wondering why I am keeping this information to myself. I haven't exposed you so you could be dragged from your lotus them by the balls and slowly roasted on a rotisserie spit. In truth, I respect your ambition. You have a lot to learn about candor and loyalty, but I believe that you still have value. I'm still learning to work with you. However, in order for that to happen, we need to come to an understanding about the nature of our partnership. Kindly Cheng steps forward, fills the screen. I own you, Bao. You and all of your men. You are my fucking playthings. Dolls to twist and pose as I see fit. I am in this position because I am far better at this than you, and it's time that you learned it. Accept that what I am telling you, and we can get back to business. Prosper together. But if you continue your little rebellion, I will mail tiny pieces of you to your children and take their picture as they open the package. She produces one of her thin black cigars, lights it, holds the smoke a long time. You have 24 hours to return to the fold. If you aren't there licking my heels by then, the information will be released and you will become food for fish. Your choice, Bao. 24 hours. The message winks out. Strangler Bao turns away from the screen slowly. His skin is ashen. Get out. And tell Miss Cheng to expect me as Swiss twins tomorrow. He stands up straight. Tomorrow morning. I will. Thank you for your time. Go. Just go. Ah, good times. Good times. Oh man, I like Auntie Cheng. She's got style. I bet this other door might be the door of that guy that was getting beat up. Maybe if I did a favor to him, he'd let me in. Or maybe if I killed him or something, I'd find this code on there. We don't know. Either way, I'm just going to leave it be. Oh, I can just instantly return to away from here. Very nice. Wu holds up his hand for everyone to stop, turns to the two of you and hooks his thumbs in his belt. Well, that was a thing. Never thought I'd be shuttling messages between criminals and Hong Kong syndicate. I can't imagine what Raymond would have wanted in the walled city. This place just feels wrong. Must have been important. He flew all the way here, hired runners for an escort. But why? This place makes you feel like your life has no value, like there's just no point to anything. He sighs and looks at your companion. Great life you have here. Isabel ignores the barb. She's too pleased. I can't believe it. We actually delivered Auntie's message without anyone dying. I've had enough of triads. Let's get out of this pit. I'm with you, Gun Show. I don't need to see this place ever again. Gun Show? Seriously? Wu's goggles point down at Isabel. That's not gonna stick, is it? Yeah, it sure is, Duncan. Sure is, Gun Show. Oh, I should have maybe gone and bought stuff for God, but that's alright. I'll have more opportunities. Buy her some higher level summoning. It's hard to shake off the walled city. Its gravity clings to you as if wretchedness itself had grown tentacles. The sounds of suffering subdue, but their echoes still thrum your insides. Isabel walks quickly, regularly checking over her shoulder as if expecting pursuit from the buildings themselves. She hugs her cyberdeck to her chest as if protecting a small child. Wu pauses a moment and breathes a sigh of relief when you finally reach the streets. But returning to Hioi isn't like coming home. Suspicious looks and closed mouths accent unsmiling faces that billboard a universal message. You don't belong here. Time to report back to Kindly Cheng and inform her that the message has been delivered. Get this business over with. Get your sin burned. Get on to the next step, whatever that is. You leave the city of darkness behind, head to the mahjong parlor, and a date with a crime lord. Sweet, 6 karma. Yes, I know exactly how I'm spending it. Do I go willpower or body? Let's go willpower. Body will be next. I got 1 point left, but I got nothing to spend it on. Everything I want is at least 2 points. A large X formed by peeling duct tape. X marks the spot, eh? Yo, Duncan, is you coming or? Oh, they're okay. They're probably already back. Maximum Law. That's the guy I talked to before. No, that's a different guy. Bins of electronics crowd every patch of deck space around this rusty old boat. A young man wearing bulky virtual reality goggles glances your way for a moment, then turns away in disdain. Who are you? He doesn't even look at you. Shop's closed. Get lost. Wow. Don't mess with the law. Maximum Law. Alright, well. I don't really need anything from you anyway. What I need is, spells. I need someone who's gonna sell me some magic. Anybody like that around here? Magic people? Sell me some magic, people. Reliable Matthew. This tall, lanky Hong Konger regards you with a sickly smile. He holds a smoking cigarillo limply in his fingers, and he is surrounded by drones. Smooth jazz plays on tinny speakers. Hi, I'm Rubik. He lazily waves you off with his cigarillo. No deals for outsiders. Move it along, beautiful. Move it along. I probably won't get to do business with any of these shopkeepers until Auntie Chang gives the okay. Even so, I'm gonna look around. Maybe this will be a magic shop. This will probably be a shaman place. Who knows what that's gonna be. Let's see if I can find a magic dealer. Even though I won't be able to do business right now, I just kind of like to know where one is. Spider Shen. This could be shaman and magic. The monk proprietor of this stall regards you coldly as you approach. Before you can even utter a word, you're interrupted. Nothing for sale here, not for you. You want to buy something, you get kindly Cheng to vouch for you first. Until then, screw off. Yeah, just as I thought. So that might be what I'm looking for. He's probably going to have physical adept stuff. But I'm hoping he also has spells. Oh, maybe here? Club. Alright, let's just go talk to Auntie Cheng. Kindly Cheng watches you closely as you walk across the mahjong parlor. As you approach, her lieutenant leans in, brings her mouth close to the triad boss's ear. Cheng smiles and nods, her eyes never leaving you. There's a twinkle in Straw Sandal's eye. I've heard from Bao. He got my message. Very clearly. And I understand that there were no casualties created during your little delivery run. I am pleased and surprised. You gave simple instructions. It would have taken an idiot to mess it up. A wry grin. You'd be surprised how many idiots I have to deal with on a day-to-day basis. Ooh, I get 750 new yen. My message was delivered and Strangler Bao is back in the fold, earning for me. As far as I'm concerned, our transaction is complete. While you were gone, I set the wheels in motion to wipe your identities. She pulls out her PDA, stabs a button with a lacquered fingernail. The order has been sent. Congratulations. You are now sinless. Shadow people. Wu exhales heavily. His eyes remain focused straight ahead, but his shoulders sag. Well, I guess that's done. Yeah, I guess so, but I'm not. Wu pulls himself up to his full height. Whoever gave the kill order on Carter also forced us to give up our identities and took Raymond. Wu sets his jaw firm. That's all I can think about. Finding who did this. Finding Ray. Kindly Chang holds up a hand. While I was working to get your sins burned, I also had my network look into Raymond Black's disappearance. I've been thinking about what you told me earlier, and I agree. She eyes the room carefully and leans in. I can't just let this lie. Someone killed my runners. It would be a sign of weakness to the Yellow Lotus and the others if I did nothing. She rests her PDA on the mahjong table facing you. The Triad boss's tongue slips from her mouth as she looks over the top, hunting for the right button on the upside-down interface. She finds it and looks up at you again. I have news to share with you, my darlings. The kinds you won't like. Raymond Black is dead. She taps the button and a recorded newscast appears on the screen. Raymond's photograph appears on the screen behind the reporter standing on the docks in Victoria Harbor. It's a picture you've seen before, a professional portrait taken for a press release about a youth center he was opening in the Redmond Barrens. Under Raymond's photo are the words, Seattle man killed. Another shooting victim, involving the police department. A Seattle community organizer and industrial engineer was apparently shot and killed while resisting arrest at Victoria Harbor last night. HKPF police report that the UCAS man, Raymond Black, was behaving erratically and would not respond to police orders to surrender. Yeah, I'm sure they were trying to get him to surrender. No additional information regarding Black or why he was traveling to Hong Kong are available. Police have stated that due to this shooting's proximity to last night's shootout with the White Star, the investigation must remain confidential and no other details are being revealed at this time. Kindly Cheng taps the button and the video closes. Wu puts his hand to his face. This just keeps getting worse. You were right, Auntie. That was news I did not like. Raymond's dead. Wu pulls his hand over his mouth, trying to process the information. He sways, and for a moment, it looks as if he's gonna pass out. Isabel reaches out to touch Wu, thinks better of it, and pulls back her hand. Sorry for your loss. I never had a father, so I don't know what it's like to lose one, but sorry. Raymond dies the same night we're ambushed. That's no coincidence. No fucking way. Kindly taps the video closed. She hunts around the keypad and selects another button. I'm afraid that's not all, my darlings. This is security footage from Victoria Harbor from last night. You'll find it contains contradiction. The PDA shows silent, grainy video footage of Raymond sitting in a tea shop flanked by two guards. He's looking down at something in his hand, completely distracted. Now, this was the opening sequence, more or less. The footage continues and the camera displays several black-clad figures entering its field of view from different angles, guns ready. A tall, sharply dressed man in a suit walks briskly toward Raymond, flanked by two more. Raymond stands to face him and the camera gets a clear view of the suit's face. White plastic. His guards turn to draw weapons and muzzle flashes erupt from all sides. One of Raymond's guards goes down and his submachine gun fires wildly, hitting the camera. Wu puts his hand on the table and leans in. Those weren't cops. and Raymond wasn't resisting arrest. What's with that guy's face? Gobbet reaches up to stroke the rat perched on her shoulder. Is that a mask? It doesn't look like a mask. It looks like some sort of semi-rigid plastic implant. Real craftsmanship. She pushes out her lower lip in appreciation. Quite the fashion accessory. It's also the kind of fashion accessory that stands out in the crowd. This guy's either a fool or an arrogant son of a bitch. He sets his jaw firm. Either way, I'm gonna find him. Kindly Chang watches Wu intently. I believe you. Wu stands back and turns to you. What now? We find out who this plastic-faced man is, then we get some answers. With what resources? Chang's eyes sparkle. I'm afraid there are some facts you're going to have to face. She puts on a great face. You are alone in this country. No network, no money, no identity. I can protect you from the police, but how would you go about discovering what happened to Raymond without me? How would you survive? This is a topic that requires serious consideration. Kindly wipes her hand across a stack of files, spreading the ivory-colored pieces across the table. You've had a very long night, my sweets. Very long. And frankly, you all look like shit. Rest now. I promise you safety in my town for the night. We'll talk about the plastic-faced man tomorrow. Kindly gestures to Gobbet and Isabel. Ladies, go find their new friends a place to bed down in the rat's nest squat boat you call home. We'll all talk after you've slept. Figure out our next steps together. Yes, Auntie. Yes, Auntie. Thank you for your help, Auntie. Of course, my sweet. Kindly Cheng smiles and her black button eyes flash cold. What are friends for? So can I buy from shops now, or has I'm now sinless and I'm at least square with Bolt Hole is where these folks live. Okay, I'm at least even with Auntie Chang. Well, I don't know about even, but anyway, let's just see. Probably still same answer as before. Yeah, not yet. She hasn't given the go-ahead yet. You two can bunk here for a while. She nods with her nose towards a hatch. The head's over there for you to take care of your necessaries. It may look communal, but try to knock before you enter. Seriously. I know the drill. Wu turns to you. Stinks of fish, just like the place we squatted at on Leary Avenue back when we were kids. The one with that Astlin family and their dog. They were good people. Yeah, until the 162s decided they wanted the place. He wipes his nose with a gloved hand. They were good people. Sorry that had to happen to him. He stretches and his spine pops like a handful of firecrackers. I think I've been up for something like 36 hours straight. He drops his arms. And this has been one shit stain of a day. Time to end it. The orc turns to you, raises an eyebrow. We got a lot of orcs going on here. I like that. Anything you need before I leave you to it? Is there a place for my stuff? Yeah, check the locker over there. You can stash your stuff in it. No one will touch your things in there. And it's a lot bigger than it looks. Is it just you and Isabel living here? Yeah. Gobbet's mouth screws up a bit. Now that Nightjar and Gutshot are gone, it's just us. Wow, I'm sorry. The squeal of metal grinding on metal rips through the boat. Sounds like it's coming from the level below. And the creepy Russian guy renting the engine room downstairs. Nothing to worry about. He mostly keeps to himself. Ooh, I want to meet the creepy Russian guy. She checks her PDA. He'll stop soon. He's usually quiet by now. How'd you get your hands on this place? How do people like us get our hands on anything? We found it. He found it empty. He sweeps his eyes across the cabin. The doubt is plain on his face. Somebody abandoned a prime piece of real estate like this. She shrugs. Close enough. It was full of BTL junkies when we came across it. They were completely wigged out on some multiplayer cyber game. I'm not sure they ever chipped out of it. They were completely emaciated, stewing in piles of their own shit. Their eyes had sunk into their skulls. Pretty gruesome stuff. They racked up a killer score, though. True, they had the moves. Should have hung an IV while they were playing, though. Turns out nutrition is important. So what happened? Did they die? She shrugs. Nightjar ran him out. Not sure what happened to them after that. Anyways, it's ours now. Auntie Cheng says so. All but the engine room, you mean? Right, everything but that. Auntie rented it out from under us. That must have pissed you off. She shrugs. Whatever, we weren't using it. As long as our downstairs neighbor keeps to himself, we can have the lower level. He can have the lower level, especially if he keeps Auntie Cheng happy. I'm gonna grab some snack time too. Good, you look like you could use it. We'll go see Kindly in the morning. Figure out our next move. Wow, she's got quite the shop here. Come back later, Rubik. I'm busy. Fair enough. I imagine she's gonna tell me, whoa, that's a bitchin' rat statue. Nice. Nice. A rodent lover like myself would appreciate that sort of thing. Alright, I'll leave you two alone. Man, Izzy's got quite the setup. But that rat statue takes the cake. Now let's get some Z's. Damn it, Raymond, what kind of vampire cult did you drag us into? The dream is suffocating, and the shifting tunnel of glass and steel, the towering silhouette of dark majesty, the shadowy doorway, and the teeth. They snap at your heels as you claw your way back to consciousness. You open your eyes to Duncan looming over you. He shakes your shoulder roughly. Koji! Come on, Koji, wake up. I gotta go talk to Kindly. The others already left. That was one rough night. He lets go of your shoulder. Toxic thumb at the hatch. We gotta go. I've been trying to wake you for a while now. You were thrashing around in your sleep. Glad you did. I was having one hell of a nightmare. He reaches up and rubs the back of his neck. Yeah, I didn't sleep well either. I had a bad dream last night too. What about? He shrugs. I never remember my dreams all that well. It was probably motion sickness. Not used to sleeping on a boat. I woke up a little while ago and hit the head. And then I came back and woke you. Doing okay? I'll survive. His fingers hit a knot. He winces. But man, nothing's gone right since we stepped foot in this country. I'll tell you something, though, and this is after a full night's sleep. I don't believe Ray's dead. I hope you're right, and I gotta say, it doesn't look good. I'm right. Think about it. That statement from the cops on the newscast could be fake. Ours was. In the surveillance footage, we never saw Raymond get shot. The camera was hit by stray gunfire. His passion is intense, but contained, focused. Raymond's alive, Koji. I know it. You make a good case, Officer Wu. He smiles. His teeth are white and straight and perfect. Should have been a detective instead of a headbuster, right? His smile fades. God, I feel like I'm 12 years old again, squatting on a stinking trawler. My partner's gone. Raymond's gone. Hell, I'm gone. I don't even have a name anymore. And now I can't even go to sleep and hide from it all without having a nightmare. His jaw tightens and his teeth grind so loud you can hear it. What else is going to be taken away from me? Nothing. It's time for us to turn the tables, start doing some taking of our own. Wu's head cocks so like he's got the scent of something. I've heard that tone before. What are you talking about, Koji? Isn't it obvious? Look around you. We're sinless, living in the shadows, dealing with criminals. Wu was silent for a moment. All you get is a blank expression. You're thinking of becoming a Shadowrunner, he says without judgment, just a statement of fact. I think we already are Shadowrunners. I think, he stops, crosses his arms, considers. I think this whole thing has been a blur. I haven't been able to really stop and think for a second. He shakes his head slowly, lets out a groan. This isn't the way it's supposed to be. I'm supposed to be a cop. That was then. This is now. He drops his hands to his hips and takes a couple of deep breaths. That's right. That's right. It's like Ray always said. When the winds of change blow, some people build walls, others build windmills. He chuckles, finally. Raymond never said that. It was our housekeeper, Mrs. Maloney. She had a tattoo on her back, right? How'd you see it? Don't mess with me, man. You know I've got anger management issues. He checks his watch. Goblin and Isabel left a while ago. We should get going. See what that triad lady has to say. Alright. We'll go meet up with Kindly Chang next time. This looks like a good place to leave off. I don't know how long the exposition is going to be and when my next chance to save or a good place to leave off in the story will be. It could be 5 minutes from now, it could be 40 minutes from now. So we'll pick up here next time.